rewind and we'll let you go shortly, but I'm definitely on the beating cancer.
Yeah.
So not a fighting, but beating it. Tell us, how that's powerful and that's very inspiring to many people. Not a lot of people know that, but that's a historic thing to do. But tell me about that battle. How was it going through it and coming through it, and ultimately some maybe advice you could have to people out there who may be suffering and may not be able to come through it as well. Just
I'll tell you, it was. So this is 2010. I had a lump on my neck, and I didn't really know what it was. And then so the doctor just said, let's keep an eye on it. And then a couple weeks later, they rushed me into the hospital and said, we got to get this checked. And then I went to an oncologist and found out that it was a cancerous tumor. And I had Hodgkin's lymphoma, and it was stage 2. There's 4 stages. So it wasn't in my blood yet, and it wasn't below my diaphragm. So that was a good thing. But it was fast moving. But my oncologist, my radiologist, everyone was on top of it. So it's obviously, when you hear cancer, it's a tough word. That C word gets people. People equate that to death, But it went back to my faith and my family, my doctors. And we went through chemotherapy, and it was brutal. I mean, you're losing your hair, you're weak, you're sick, you're throwing up, and you just don't feel well. And then you go through the radiation part of it, which was tough. But my wife, my family, my friends were there. The fans were there supporting me. And you know what, I'll tell you this, is that we didn't waver and knew that it was happening for a reason. And so I never felt sorry for myself, I will say that. And my dad, my mom, my father-in-law came to know Christ because of it, because of our steadfastness. And so I'm not going to say I want to go through cancer again, but as a result of the cancer, since that was a byproduct, it was something that I don't regret at all.
Wow. I think it's a good transition. What advice do you have for a young player that really wants to stick with this sport? Because you hit those walls throughout your career. Sometimes where you were in the minors and you weren't sure if you were getting there. In the big leagues and kind of going bouncing from maybe team to here or there and some injuries. But for those players that sometimes hit those walls and aren't sure, what advice do you have to them out there?
Yeah, gosh. I will say this, is that, whatever sport, but in baseball in particular, it's a tough sport because it's a game of failure, in the sense that you fail 7 out of 10 times as a hitter, you're a success. And there's nothing in life you can fail 7 out of 10 times and you be an all-star.
That's true.
So to be able to have that grit, that mindset to keep going and to pick yourself back up, and to be the number one fan in your own fan club when times are tough, and to keep going, that's hard. But I will say that a lot of athletes and baseball players in particular are successful afterwards, because to be able to take ground balls every day, to be able to practice in the batting cage, when you struggle, to be able to show up and do it again the next day, the next day, that's tough. And I think that for me, I always knew that I was going to do something to help people in society. I wanted to be a Major League ball player, but I think that as far as advice, I think that it's don't ever lose that confidence and outwork people. And for me, as a person that I played with a lot more talented people than I was, but I just took pride in outworking them, being educated as far as understanding the game, and playing the game hard, playing the right way. And I think that I just continued to give myself opportunities and kept performing, and I found myself in the big leagues. And then you look back 10 years later, you look at your career, and it's a wow moment. But I've been very blessed.
That's a good closing question. It's legacy. You said you like that word.
Ooh, powerful.
If you're here, Dave Roberts, what would you like your legacy to be if you could? It's always tough when it's given to us.
I know. I can talk about other people. I hate talking about myself.
Me too. That's why it's pressure's on you.
Thanks for that.
but legacy, seriously, baseball and personal. When people are, when they think of Dave Roberts, what do you want people to remember?
I think that I respected the game, and I respect people. I think that that covers a lot of it. And as far as respecting the game and understanding that the fans pay big money to watch professional athletes play, and so how you perform, how you prepare, how you treat fans, how you treat ushers, stadium ops people with respect. I think that that's important. As a manager of the Dodgers, I'm on TV, and as one of the faces of the organization, to carry myself the right way, I think is important. And respecting people in the sense that this is what makes the world go round. And I think that I ask for respect, and I think that the way I can treat people in uniform, outside of uniform, draws them closer to me and the organization. So I like to think I'm doing things the right way.
Well, I think you are too, and we hope that this season brings about the big one that we're looking for.
We need that
right?
ring.
We know
we're gonna bring that ring back to Los Angeles.
Is it a bust if it's not? How people say.
You know what?
From your level, I mean, to be honest.
I think to be honest,
if you don't win, excuse me.
For us, no. If we don't win the World
championship?
Series, for us, it's a very, very big disappointment. But I think that on the field, it's hard to say that. There's a lot of things that go into a Major League Baseball season. So when you ultimately don't win a championship, to say that it's all for naught, I have a hard time having resolve with that. But ultimately, we want to win a championship. We're going to bring one back to Los Angeles.
I hope so. For the LA Sentinel and our readership, and definitely we hope that you bring it home.
All right.
All right.
No doubt.
We hope that we brought a hat that maybe
All
you can
right.
attend the Taste of Soul. But this is
Okay.
during October,
Okay.
the Taste of Soul Festival. But so we don't want them at the Taste of Soul because we need them in the World Series around
That's
that time.
right. You guys going to be watching us from the Taste of Soul.
But we do appreciate it, Mr. Roberts.
Appreciate
God
you.
bless
Thank
you
you.
and the best of luck.
God
with
bless.
everything.
Thank you.
All right.